Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to the Britball YouTube channel. That was very nice. And today we are carrying on our series of the last 5 first rounders, last 5 years worth of first round picks in the NFL for every NFL franchise. And we are doing the second team in the NFC West, which is the San Francisco 49ers. And if you're wondering why I'm talking quickly, it's because this video is going to be an hour long if we go into a lot of detail, because there are so many first round picks. So we will try and go through this as quickly as possible, but before we do, we have a very important message.
If you enjoy this video or any of our other videos, please subscribe. It's totally free and we guarantee that you enjoy it. And if you don't, just press unsubscribe. It's fine. Let's go into the video.
Cool. First things first, we have Javon Kinnie, which was one of their first 2 first round picks last season. This guy was brought in to replace DeForest Buckner after he was traded to the Colts for a first round pick, and it's safe to say he did not work out, as you can see from our grade. B-. He left a lot to be desired out on the pitch. He did finish in top 5 QB hits for defensive tackle rookies last season, but he was the second tackle taken overall, and it was quite a poor defensive tackle draft class. So it was kind of expected for him to do that. Statistically, it was not a great season, but John Lynch has backed him to become a dominant force in the NFL. So if he got to take his word for it. He did have his moments of greatness, but also concerning plays each game, which needs to work on consistency and ironing out a few issues.
Yeah, solid in the run, not very good in the pass rush so far. Alright, next we've got Brandon Aiyuk, someone who's really flown under the radar from what I've seen. Everyone has rightly been talking about Justin Jefferson, who has had that amazing rookie season, but don't sleep on Brandon Aiyuk. He has been playing in this team with an awful quarterback season, playing Nick Mullins, playing all sorts of other quarterbacks as well, and he's still put up 750 receiving yards. He's been one of the main targets. Of course, he's been lumped into a really big role that Deebo Samuel was injured for the season, so Aiyuk had to step up, and he has played pretty well. You can't slate the rookie season. We give it a B+, because it's not immense production, but under duress, a good rookie season.
Yeah, I've got him as well. It's brilliant. Nick Bosa. This guy, even though he only played 2 games last season, he still gets an A+. He is going to be one of the best edge rushers in the league in years to come. There is no denying that. His rookie season, defensive rookie of the year, I believe, and rightfully so. Already a Pro Bowler as well. He got 9 sacks in his rookie season. He was probably their best player, I would say, last season as well, or 2 seasons ago. This is now, judging from that team, because he was incredible. The plays he made, explosive off the mark, tackling, beating tackles like they're not even there, and his ability to reduce pocket size and get to the QB is second to none. He's going to be an Aaron Donald-esque player, I reckon. He's brilliant.
Yeah, I've got not much else to add other than I really like Nick Bosa. What a player.
Just a shame he was injured.
Oh, next we've finally got a bad player. Mike McGlinchey, the first offensive tackle taken before Cole Miller, who's actually been good. So that makes it all the more worse. This season, not very good. I mean, you can see the holes in his game. 2nd in pass blocking, 93rd in run blocking. So you can't have that sort of spectrum to be a lineman in the league. 93rd, that is a special performance. That is bottom of the bottom. And he's also allowed 5 sacks with 5 penalties. And I mean, if he just stepped up that run block, he could be a really good O-lineman. But when you have a hole that big, a flaw that big, I mean, you've got to give him a C for a 9th overall pick.
Yeah, it's just absolutely poor. You can be so good at one thing and let it down the other. But moving on to Solomon Thomas, this guy was probably the reason that they took Nick Bosa in 2019, because he was supposed to be one of the safest picks in the draft at 3rd overall. You were kind of high expectations, and the league backed him to do that. He was expected to become a defensive end for the future. Never happened. He was an absolute flop. Injuries did not help. That's one thing you've got to say. He tore his ACL in 2020. He spent 4 seasons with the 49ers. He's now just joined the Raiders. He only played 2 games in 2020 and 5 starts in the previous 2 seasons combined. That tells you how much time he's spending on the bench. He needs to rejuvenate his career elsewhere, because he just didn't hit the ground running in the heights that he was supposed to hit in San Francisco, and unfortunately injuries did not help, but you didn't do yourself any favour when on the pitch.
Yeah, just a huge bust from what was once a sure prospect to now being borderline out of the league.
One of the safest picks and busted still.
Next we've got Reuben Foster. So this was actually in a really good, decent linebacker class, especially late on with TJ Watt and even Tyce Bowser. And just an awful pick here. I mean, he only had really 1.5 seasons in the league. Had 6 games in year 2, and then year 1 he played a fair few games. But yeah, in 6 games, nothing impressive. And then whole scandal of him beating his missus, and then he got cut straight away. I think there was quotes from the 49ers organisation saying it's extremely hard to trust a guy like that when stuff like that comes out, and I don't blame them. He's not been in the league since, unless he's been in a practice squad somewhere, but I haven't heard anything. And it's an F, it's straight up F. You've got barely any production out of him. It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah,
it should be a U. It should be a U.
Yeah, probably is. It's fair enough. I get the Forrest Buckner. Easily one of the best people that the San Francisco have drafted in recent years. He was traded for a first round pick for cap reasons. They probably didn't want to trade him, in fairness, so he's held his value 4 years later after being with San Francisco, in which he was a 2018 Pro Bowler with 28.5 sacks. He was literally never injured. He always played near enough every single game, apart from missing 1 or 2 maybe. And when he signs his new contract with the Colts, he was the second highest paid defensive tackle in the league, so defensive end in the league. So it tells you how much the league rated him, let alone the 49ers. For a guy who's 6'7", the quickness on his feet to evade tackles and get to the quarterback is absolutely incredible. He's still young, and it's an incredible pick. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I just want to tap on that speed. It's so good to watch. I love watching DeForest Buckner. And then definitely in that Colts defense this year, which was also really explosive and good to watch.
It's made it even better.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. And what a pick. And his Pro Bowl and second team and first team, all pro, whatever, they're all in separate years. So he has been good in literally his whole career. And a double-digit sack guy.
Yeah.
Wow, I get this guy.
Stinker.
Well, you can just tell by the picture, like, this guy is not an NFL caliber player. He's got he's got a dad look about him, and he's probably only 25 in that picture. But yeah, he has been suffering with injury, to be fair to him, pretty much his all career. He only really had games in year 1, and year 1 wasn't very good. And all 4 other seasons he's played barely anything because he's injured pretty much everything in his body, and he's now called it quits with trying to fight them injuries and retired. It's more of a sad story than anything, but just like injuries are a cruel mistress, and maybe if you get rushed from recovery or whatever, it's a bad thing for your career long term. And now out of the league.
Yeah, he's only played 25 games in his entire career in the NFL. It is very sad. He did join Washington after he broke his toe and his thumb in his final season with San Francisco. They ruled him out for literally the entire time. Joined Washington, he played 3 games, and then he was released by them as well. I'm assuming through injury-related problems as well. So it is a shame, but unfortunately these sorts of careers do happen. It's all too familiar.
And that sums it up. And that is 8 or 9.
8 picks.
8 picks we went through in 9 minutes, so we tried to be as quick as we can. We've been successful. Let us know what you guys think about our opinions. I don't think we really got many wrong at all. They were quite cut and dry. They've either smashed it out of the park or they've just got an utter bust. So, fairly easy one to make. Let us know what you guys think. Watch some of our other videos if you're new. And we'll catch you guys next time.